How do I turn in my team's 1.5 safety sketch? Or really any kind of teamwork. This is an example that would work on another assignment as well. Here's an example of a student's work on the 1.5 safety map. You see they have a title in a Google Doc that's turned in on Google Classroom. They did their do now, they typed it. Feel free, I encourage you to write it down in your notebook and you can insert the photo later. The hook, so in the do now, the question was, what does accountability mean to you? They responded with a complete sentence, so they don't need to write the question on that. The hook, they just wrote a couple of words down, how they can make that story stick for themselves and feel the importance of today's lesson. And then the learning intention, they wrote down the learning intention in their own words. Then they wrote down the success criteria, or obviously the student typed the success criteria, and they added a checklist. So here's how you can add a checklist. You see, and I can uncheck that box, or check it. Let's say I wanted to add to one of these. So let's say before I'd actually done these things, I typed them in, and I needed to add a checkbox. So I can select all of that. Over here to where see checklist, or Command Shift 9. Hit that, and it makes a checkbox for that. Then I can do all my lines, and it does a checkbox for each line. So have I identified my team role? Well, yes, I'm the materials manager, so yes. Have I fulfilled my responsibility? Well, what was the material manager supposed to do? Material manager is supposed to measure items or objects in the room, so I can check this, and therefore I've fulfilled my responsibility. Then turn in sketch of D319, that's this room number. Let's see, do I have my doc title? Yep, 1.5 safety map. Role and responsibility, oh, I need to put that here. Max Whaley, materials manager. And my responsibility, I measured objects in the room, like how far the power shutoff button was from the entry door, so my team's technical manager could sketch it accurately. So imagine I'm just new to my team, and maybe I didn't feel like I did much. I don't want to lie and say that I measured something when I didn't. So in that case, I might say something like, I'm getting used to working with my team, so today I just made sure that I was shared on my team's Google Drive that's shared. So that's what you do there. It doesn't need to be long, just describe what you did, what your responsibility was, then I can check that off. Now I need a photo and team sketch. I should say photo of the team sketch, and I put it's below. So I went ahead and put the title with it again, so I'm making clear to myself and Mr. Whaley and anybody else, I know what this is. Safety map. I wish I'd called it sketch. Safety sketch. And then I had to resize the photo, so if that has ever happened to you, so you can see the size here. It might have been like this. Well, then Mr. Whaley, you can't see that. Can't see part of it. But here's how you can do it. You can drag those corners to where it fits inside this little table, and then now it's clear. I blocked out the measurements. I don't want anybody copying that. I want you to measure for yourself. It can be a rough estimate, so you don't have to say 31.2 centimeters. You can just put about 30 centimeters, or about 100 centimeters, or about 50 centimeters, about 90 centimeters, that type of thing. And have I done everything? Let me go back to my checklist. Okay, I've inserted my photo. Okay, now I'm gonna turn this in on Google Classroom, this whole document. And now next I need to take the safety quiz and make 85% at least. So 85% is out of 120 points. So that turns out, let's see, do 0.85 times 180, and that'll get how many points that you need to pass the safety quiz, and it should let you take it more than once.
I hope you appreciate this example.
and make it whale money.